welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you my top concealers for my 40 plus under eyes. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on my video. Like I said in the intro, I am 40 plus. Okay, I'm gonna be 42 in just a few months. And concealer has been a product that I've just recently been using in the last 3 to 4 years. Before that, I just used my foundation and I was fine. I didn't need anything extra. However, as we get a little older, sometimes there's some discoloration or darkness. Things are starting to get a little bit crepey. Lines are starting to form. I mean, it's a natural progression, right? That's how we're going. That's the road we're all going. However, there's products that'll make you look a little bit nicer right under the under eye. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Yadi. We talk about all things makeup, luxury makeup, indie makeup, sometimes drugstore makeup, but I just want to make sure that for my 40 plus beauties out there that are having the same issues or concerns that I am, that I can share what I've been trying that works. If you're not new, welcome back. I hope you guys are having a great time with Vlogmas. I know that I am. And you guys all know, if you've been around, like I keep it real. I don't care who you are, how much you cost. If you're good, you're good. And I'm going to talk about it. And concealer is one of those, like, if you get the wrong one, if you set with the wrong powder, it could go really bad really fast. Although this video is about concealers, I will also at the end share a couple of powders that I have found work really well under the under eye. So stay tuned for that. Okay, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So the first concealer that I want to share with you, and some of these won't be a surprise, but this one I just want to reiterate because I shared earlier in the year, but it's the Fiera Advanced Cosmetics Luxury Concealer. This is the hyaluronic acid and collagen concealer, and I'm in the shade medium. I shared this over on my TikTok or on an Instagram reel, and people just really liked it. They had a lot of questions about it. When I got my PR package, I also got 2 other shades that didn't work for me, one lighter, one deeper. So I shared those 2 with my sister and another good friend, and all of us had the same exact reaction. It is so skin-like. It is so beautiful. This is for like my no makeup days where I just want a little bit of tinted moisturizer, maybe not, maybe just primer. And then I'll grab a little bit of this, warm it up with my fingers and just go in. And it's like the best transformation of your under eyes. It still looks dewy, like your skin, and soft. It doesn't look like there's any product collected in the under eye, like in the lines, if you have lines under your eyes. I still set it very lightly, but you almost don't need to. It dries down instantly and it is so good, you guys. This is one of those instances when I'm so happy that I get like random PR because I would have never heard of this brand. I don't even know this brand. But now that I have this, like I've kind of used it quite a bit. You can see that it's pretty flat up there, but I will definitely buy another one when I run out because it's so pretty. So if you don't like to wear a full face of makeup, but you want a little bit of correction and just something to brighten up the under eye, this is your girl right here. The next one is going to be Pat McGrath. You know, it's one of those that is a full coverage type of day. Okay, full coverage type of day. It's going to erase everything, bad decisions, bad years, bad diet, whatever. This is going to correct everything. It is a full coverage concealer. That being said, it's so creamy. A little tiny bit goes a long way. I'm wearing it today. And it's just, I just do a little bit on the inside. I do a little bit on the outside. And it's perfection. It's almost self-setting also. You know, if you don't go in with a lot of product, it will set on its own for you. I will still set it with a little bit of powder just to make sure. I have very long days, but you almost don't need to. It's perfect. It is going to be, again, full coverage, but it's very skin-like and it just kind of blends into the skin and it doesn't move. Like, that's what I love about this. It will not move. And a lot of people call this their holy grail, but obviously because it is very good. The next one, I've been raving about this one all year long, and it's going to be my Lancome Tinted Doll. This is probably going to be my best of beauty because I have used it the most. I mean, I'm almost out of it, and I love it so much, you guys. It is, they call it full coverage. I don't believe that it's full coverage. I think it's a really nice medium coverage, and that's probably why I like it the most, because in general, I don't like heavy makeup. I don't like full coverage makeup. I like light to medium or medium at most, and that's what this gives me. It's going to blend in beautifully with the rest of the foundations that I use. It instantly brightens. I can or cannot use a corrector with this, and it's still going to look perfect. It stays all day. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. It says that it's an all over concealer, but I only use it on my under eyes and then my nose and stuff, but it's just perfect. There's literally nothing more perfect, in my opinion, in a concealer than this one here. And it knocked off the other one, the next one that I'm going to talk about, off of the #1 spot, but it is so beautiful. The formula is very light. Like, it almost feels watery, but it's just a very light formula, and it glides on. You can blend it with a sponge, with a brush, with your fingers, whatever, and it's gonna work really, really nicely. And yeah, this is my holy grail concealer for sure. The next one, again, you know, I've used it for a couple years. This is my second bottle now, but this is the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. Very, very skin-like. It was my holy grail for a really long time until I found my Lancome, but it's beautiful. Like, it's going to be a little bit more full coverage, in my opinion, than this one. Both are extremely skin-like. That's something that I look for. I do have a few lines, as you can see on my under eyes, and I do have lines here a little bit. It never ever will sink into the lines. I do have to set this one. It's a very creamy consistency, but once you set it, it's not gonna move. It also is gonna be really good for long, long days. And I don't know what else to say. Like, so many people in our age range talk so highly of this concealer because it really is beautiful. It's creamy, but it's also a little bit thicker in consistency than the Lancome. Definitely thicker in consistency than the Fiera. Probably, these are both pretty thick, but this one's just a little bit more stiff of a formula than this one, in the best way. But I'm just trying to compare what consistency it is so that you know what you're getting into. But it's definitely a bestseller of Dior for a reason. It's perfect. It's perfect. The next one is a new one to me. I got it this year, and it is the Sephora Best Skin Ever. This is also a full coverage girl. Okay. Like, you can honestly, if you had different shades, you could use this as a full coverage, like, foundation all over your skin. That's how full coverage it is. This one is one of those that you have to put it on one at a time, for me, and then just immediately work it into the skin. Once it's worked into the skin, it's going absolutely nowhere. It is perfection, and I just really like it. Now, if you use too much, this one can look cakey and crepey. It's gonna not look right. So again, just like the Pat McGrath, if you do just one tiny dot here, maybe one here, literally that's all you need. I got a concealer brush from Sephora that went with this, but I like it with my finger. Like, I'll put it in, I'll put it here, I'll put it here, and then I just start working it with my finger and warming up the product. And it just looks so beautiful, you guys. I do think that I like it more during the summer, which is kind of like a weird thing to say because I don't feel like my under eyes change during the year. My skin changes, but I feel like my under eyes are always dry. But for whatever reason, I really like it during the summer, and it just works really, really nicely. Like, a lot of people my age really, really like it too, but only when you use a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. That's like the one key with this product, but if you do that, you're going to love it. I also love the foundation, the Best Skin Ever foundation from Sephora, and I like pairing them. The foundation's not as full coverage as this, but it just blends in really nicely and it looks really, really good. But this concealer is good for under eyes of people that are 40 plus. Just use a little bit. And then the last one I want to talk about, and this one's going to be specifically for my no makeup days. What that means for me, which I don't have a lot of those, by the way. Like, I live the makeup life. I do my makeup almost every day. But if I'm just running to the store or whatever, and I just want to put on like a primer or an SPF that's a little tinted, whatever, this is the concealer that I will go with. It's the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer. I'm in the shade MG5. This is definitely not full coverage, you guys. It says that it's full coverage, but it's not. This does have a golden undertone, and I normally go with a neutral undertone, but it works really, really nicely. LYS for me has done so well, and I'm just so impressed like all the time because they do really good. But this is very, very light. It's good for no makeup days, or if you really don't wear a lot of concealer, this is a really good one. It also doesn't last as long as the others. So I work 15, 16 hours, or I'm out of the house that long. I need my stuff to like last and not budge, not fade away. This one will fade away. So it's for those days where you know, lazy Sunday, going to brunch, whatever. But it's really, really beautiful under a dry under eye. It makes it creamy and like healthy. I don't know. It just looks really, really nice. So I love this one. Okay, now let's talk powders for the under eye very quickly here. I think you guys already know what my holy grail is, but it's going to be the Pat McGrath. This is in the shade Banana. That's the shade that I like. Very, very serious pan there. But of course, we have our replacement. We're not trying to act stupid here. We know what we need to set our under eyes. So this is my every day. Okay. I'll take my little beauty puff and I'll just set it, and it's perfect every day. Works with every concealer. I love, love, love this powder. The next one though, if you like a loose powder that I really love and was so impressed with this year, is going to be the Givenchy Prisme Libre Loose Powder. I have mine in the shade 4. Yep, I have mine in the shade 4, and it works really, really nicely. I can't use a lot of powders under my eye. My eyes are a little finicky. They only like what they like, and my concealer could look beautiful, and if I use the wrong powder to set it, I'm gonna look like I'm 80. I mean, that's just the way that my under eyes are. So this one's really good, but this one in loose form is beautiful all over the face, including the under eye, which is very, very uncommon for me. So I wanted to share it. The next one is one that I kind of was iffy about. I've owned it for like about a year, and I realized that I don't like the Kosas powder all over my face. I think it's too glowy for me, even during the winter. And this one's in the shade Cushiony. It's the Cloud Set powder. It almost looks like the Pat McGrath in the yellow, but I actually really like it for my under eyes. And so if I'm in a pinch, or when I thought this one might run out and I wasn't sure I was going to order from the Pat McGrath sale, I started using this and I really, really like it. It almost has like those, you'll see it in the next powder, but it has like light reflecting something in there. It looks really nice under the eyes. The next one that's a little bit newer to me, but also I actually just filmed with it, and I talk about how I really like the Gucci powder under my eyes. Now this is supposed to be a mattifying powder. I don't feel like it mattifies my skin. I feel like my skin looks natural. I don't feel like I'm mattified, but this also works very nicely under my eyes, and they don't look crepey. They don't look dry. They look pretty flawless and set, and I really like that. It's a very light powder, so it works really well under my eyes. So if you have this and you've never tried it under your eyes, I think you would really like it. It's a good powder. The last one that I like under my eyes, and this is going to be more of a finishing powder, it's going to be the Hourglass, the Diffused Light Powder. It's an ambient lighting powder, but this is in the shade Diffused Light, and it's this one here. It looks white, and it is. It's pretty light. I've had it for a while and it just like never runs out because I only use it a little bit, but this is a finishing powder. So even if I set my under eye with one of these, once I've done all of my makeup, a finishing powder kind of blends everything seamlessly, makes it look beautiful. This is the one that I'm going to use. And again, it's in that diffused lighting powder. And this is the one that I was talking about that has like these, I don't know, like light reflecting spheres in it, but you put it under your eyes and it just makes it look set and finished and pretty. But like, even if there were imperfections there, it kind of softens everything up and makes it look airbrushed. I can't explain it, you guys. And you could sit there and put powder under your eye, put this powder under your eye like over and over, and it's not going to make it any thicker or powdery or crepey. It's just perfect. I'm doing it because I didn't do it in the video, but look at, I mean, I don't know if you can tell. I can tell here in person. It creates this layer and it just looks airbrushed and beautiful. I do think I heard Risa Does Makeup talk about this like years ago. So I bought it. I bought this big old powder, which is still pretty much, I mean, I've got a tiny little dip in the pan, but I use it every day to just kind of like not set it. Okay. I don't use it to set it. I use it to finish off the face. And I think that this is one of those that you're like, is it doing anything or not? But then when I don't use it, I can tell the difference. Yeah, that looks pretty. All right, guys, so there are my top picks for under eye concealers for 40 plus skin. We're starting to see a little bit of aging in this area, and we want to make sure that it stays nice and juicy and set, and that there's nothing just sinking into the lines or anything like that. These work really well for me. Tell me what your favorite concealer is. You know, one concealer that I want to try in 2023 that I know, well, there's two. They're very pricey, but I really, if I try nothing else in the concealer category, that's what I'm going to try. I want to try the Chanel one, the newer one that's in the pot. And I want to try the Clé de Peau. Everybody talks about the Clé de Peau concealer, that it's really nice. So if you've tried those, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on those. But also, if you have any other Holy Grail concealers that I didn't talk about today. I tried a couple others this year and they were okay. They just didn't work or make it look as seamless as mine normally do. So like the one that got a lot of hype was the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. It's nice. I just don't think it's as nice for my under eyes as the ones that I talked about today. I also tried, this isn't a new one, but I tried it this year, the Clinique Even Better. It was okay. It was cute, you know, whatever. The Conceal and Perfect from Milani, I had used it before like years ago and I liked it. I still like it now, but I don't like it as much. It's too thick and too full coverage, a little bit drying, so I didn't like it. And then this one everybody raves about, which is why I bought it, but it's the Catrice True Skin High Cover Concealer. Again, it's cool. I don't think it's cool for 40 plus when we have lines under our eyes. So yeah, I just, you know, so concealer, foundation, those are things I try all the time, but the ones that I mentioned at the beginning are the ones that I feel anybody with our type of under eye, our age, would really like. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Consider subscribing if you made it to this point and you enjoyed the content. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!